Hi, my name's Joshua Tepou. I'm born and bred in Auckland, but loving it here in the Bay for the past 3 years. I'm of Tuvaluan and Tokelauan descent. My father's from Tuvalu, my mother is from Tuvalu and Tokelau, and they came here a number of years ago. They were part of a small minority of people from those islands that came to New Zealand, and a big part of their journey here was one where they were searching for new opportunities. So I think it's really important for us to start to grapple with who we are and where we come from. It's such an important part of who we are, finding our identity. And as far as my journey, I was born here in Aotearoa, and this hui is just, and I will say up front, I'm not an artiste, but it's a reflection of my journey with my island of Tuvalu represented by the 8 stars, my island of Tokelau represented by the 4 stars. The idea of the koru, which is used as the waves, and obviously our journey all together in Aotearoa. As I was growing up, being born here, being Tuvaluan and Tokelauan, I was part of a minority here in New Zealand, even though I was born here. So I knew who I was. I had an identity of who I was, but I think what I was grappling with was, where do I fit in? I was part of a minority, and sometimes when you're part of a minority, you tend to get marginalized. And you know, we feel it sometimes. We feel a little bit marginalized because of our ethnicity, maybe the color of our skin. You start to question value and worth, and so I think that's a journey which is similar for so many people, that we, especially children of immigrants that come through to different cultures. You know, I suppose in thinking about the monochromatic nature of this hui being all black, I think that's probably germane to that journey that I was going through, and that I suppose it represents a unity found in all of us. What are our hopes for Tauranga going forward? I think of what Jesus said, and that he said, you know, we are to love God, you know, with all our heart, with all our soul, with all our strength, with all our mind, and we also need to love our neighbour as we love ourselves, which is a hard thing to do for us, you know, a hard thing to do for anyone, to love our neighbour like that. My hope for Tauranga on the other side here is just a big part of what I think unites us as well is music. It's big in our family, it's big in who we are. I think it's something that's universal across all cultures, and so these are just songs which worship songs really, that worship God, and just going back to this idea of loving your neighbour. And I think it has to be more than just a superficial love. It has to be something that might cost us something. It might cost us our time, might cost us money even, and it might hurt. But I think that type of love will overcome any issues of feeling superior than another being, another person. When I went through and listened to the stories, it was such a blessing to me to hear so many stories from other people and their journeys. And a big part of that in loving our neighbours is to be able to celebrate the distinctives of different people, to to value and celebrate the individual regardless of their colour, regardless of where they come from, and just celebrate who they are and the beauty that God has created in them. I love my culture, I love the fact and the beauty of Tuvaluans and Tokelauans, but being born here in New Zealand, also so thankful for the fact that I am who I am, because our culture, our being, I think our culture generally is an ever evolving construct, and so we're all different in so many ways, but those differences need to be celebrated, I believe, but under the idea that we are all equal in the eyes of God, and that we continue to love each other knowing that. So